Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to show you guys. Actually, there's 5 knives in here, so it probably won't be short. But mysterious 5 boxes from Tannibal, all with the number 2 on them. Initially, I pulled out one with the number 2 on it, and I thought, oh, this is a second. I'm supposed to open them in order. But obviously, it can't go 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So, I guess we'll find out what the heck's going on when we open them up. Thanks to Tannibal for sending these in. Presumably, these are all available, so I will link them down in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. And make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. So, what do we have here? This is called the Entity 14C28N and purple aluminum. If you are not familiar with Tannibal, they make really great budget knives. It's actually the budget line for Concept. Typically a little bit higher effort without paying the higher price tag, at least compared to direct competition. I would consider a lot of these knives to be, I don't know, a little, like, you guys can tell me what you think, a little ahead of like your really basic budget knives. So first up here, Entity with, did that say purple aluminum? Well, that is a lie. This is not purple, but we're going to go ahead and look at it anyway. And now I do really like the texturing here. It's almost like heavily spaced knurling within a perimeter line there. That's really cool. I think this is just going to be a regular plunge lock, which is, it's fine. It's a little disappointing. They did a good job here, right? I mean, it feels pretty good. Detent, or the plunge as the detent, is fine. As I've mentioned many times, there's nothing wrong with plunge locks. I just, you know, in 2026 now, I always prefer like the button operation to basically just be a catalyst for some other locking system. In this case, like a top liner lock, or like, you know, the pivot lock or Vanker lock or whatever. Those you get to push a button, but the locking system is a little more reliable, a little stronger. In this case, this is simply a plunge lock, which is fine for typical light use, right? It works just fine. Push that button down and it drops. We have probably not anything special in terms of the coating, since, you know, this is on the budget side. Outside of that, though, I mean, honestly, feels really good. Full flat grind, like a really high flat grind. I guess maybe you could call this a clip point, it's like a fat clip point. The grippiness is just about perfect. The pocket clip does land right on the texture, so you might have to fight that a little bit in and out of the pocket. Despite the fact that it is a symmetrical pocket clip, it is only mountable for right-hand tip-up carry. The ergonomics and grip are very good, though, so that feels pretty good. Okay, what do we have here for the next one? Are these all going to be the Entity? Let's find out. I'm going to guess we have probably, boy, that is some seriously strong wrapping. The wrapping did not want to tear. It just crushed the box when I tried to pull it off. So I'm going to guess we have 2 different models and 3 variations of each model. Ooh, shiny pink. Not a color that I typically see, and I do appreciate that. That's actually super cool. Not everybody is, you know, well, for the same reason that not everybody's into every color. We typically do not see very light pink on pocket knives, but there are definitely people out there who will enjoy this, right? I just think it's cool because we typically don't see it. And then we also have some budget Damascus here, probably a 9CR and 10CR combo, which means the end result is that this will perform probably somewhat similarly to VG10, which isn't bad. I mean, if I'm going to guess where this is going to land, right? Maybe, ideally, this would still land under $100. Do I have marker on my... I was writing something earlier in marker. I must have touched my finger with it. But anyways, really crisp pattern. Love that pattern welding there. That is actually really nice. If this guy comes in under $100, I think that's pretty darn good. Very beautiful, and I actually think the pink is neat. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. This is the Heron, and this one is probably also... Oh no, we actually have 3 models. So let's open up the Heron next. If I can get enough of a slice there that it will actually release the contents without crushing the box. There we go. So, Heron with stonewashed Nitro V, black G10 with a diamond pattern. Okay, let's go ahead and break that seal there. I feel like the Tannibal Heron is a knife that I have unboxed before, but perhaps it's just another, I'm just remembering another knife that's called the Heron. Kind of hard to be original with the names anymore. So this one's going to be a crossbar lock. Okay, I'm going to retract that statement. This is not familiar to me. I do like, once again, the little perimeter milling there. I think that's nice. The diamond pattern in there. Very cool. Okay, very straightforward. Nice little EDC profile. Not quite like a hawk build, but it kind of makes me think of that. Nitro V with some nice stonewashing there. Tenable does a good job with their crossbar locks. Nice and, fairly high tension omega springs, right? Is this mountable for left and right carry? Yes, it is. Very good. Okay, and it comes with additional omega springs. I don't know if these are even higher tension. They actually feel extremely high tension. So perhaps you can swap these out for even higher tension omega springs. And then this is going to be just another variation of it here. So we'll go ahead and cut that deal right there. What does it say? What's the variation here? We have, rose gold Nitro V. Very cool. I do like the rose gold and sapphire PVDs. I wish that we would see more of that. There's really only a couple companies doing it. This is probably going to be more like an FDE. Yeah. See, they call it rose gold. Kind of. More like a flat dark earth, right? Rose gold would be like this. That would be rose gold. But honestly, I think this looks pretty darn good. I'm happy that they're doing it. The more color that we have as far as options on blades, the better. These are really nice scales. So probably some aluminum texturing here. I mean, definitely aluminum. And then we have another perimeter line around the outside. Really nice. And then matching liners underneath and a matching pocket clip with some brass hardware. That's a pretty good looking knife. Sometimes I like the earthy tones and sometimes I don't. It just really depends on like the entire, the whole display. And then finally we have one left here. This is it the Tipper? Water Ripple Damascus Amber PEI Ultim. This is going to be a weird one. I'm surprised that it's listed as Ultim because the box is probably slightly heavier than the ones that I just unboxed, but probably not quite as heavy as the first two. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. Get these out of here. Each one of these was packaged a little bit differently. Oh my goodness. Okay, very bizarre combination of materials here. So we have the PEI or Ultim, an orange pivot collar. I don't know. I can tell you right now, I am not a fan of PEI and orange. Very, very sharp spine there, but maybe on purpose. This is Damascus. Again, water ripple, a super weird blade shape. Super weird. It's almost like the Norseman blade, but even weirder. Honestly, this Damascus pattern is super nice. This water ripple pattern, really like it. Blade shape, absolutely bizarre. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it. I can appreciate at least that it is different. In 2026, it's going to be real difficult to come up with blade shapes that people have not seen, or even blade shapes that are just slightly different from even the weirder stuff that we've seen. And I got to say, whoever designed this blade shape, it almost looks like they were trying to design a blade shape that no one's ever seen before and just went with it. But I mean, if that was, whether or not that was the case, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's ugly, but it's also kind of cool. I don't really know exactly how to describe that. But yeah, now look at this. Oh yeah, I'm just thrown off. It's funny. I was like, no, hold on a second. This is a frame lock. No, it's a liner lock. I'm just not used to seeing, I'm not used to seeing the liner like through the scales there. So my brain was like, oh, it's a frame lock. So this must be subtly textured because I'm seeing some lines in here. Yeah, you see that? Very, very subtle texturing there. Honestly, probably just the end result of the scales being machined. So, okay, some pretty cool stuff here, assuming that everything has a reasonable price tag associated with it. And let me tell you guys, I think our days of having at least a lot of the nicer stuff, whether you're talking about the budget end or the mid-range, the high end, a lot of that stuff, we're just going to start seeing unbelievable price increases across the board. 2026 is going to be a wild year. Now, there are still some companies out there who are competing at much lower prices. I hope that they continue to compete with each other, right? I hope the prices stay within, a realm that makes a lot of this hobby really, really fun. But I think that's going to become very difficult for a lot of people. On the flip side, though, a good deal will become that much more prominent. So for people who remain, in this hobby, enjoying it, when there is a super duper good deal, it's really going to turn a lot of heads. So I'm not sure at the moment. Obviously, by the time I upload this, I'll have put a link in the description for all this stuff or new Tannibal products in general, which means I will have looked at the price tags already. But at this moment, I don't know exactly what they are. I would hope that the Damascus stuff stays under $100, and I would hope that a lot of this, Nitro V and 14C28N with aluminum or G10 stays somewhere between $50 and $70. Like, that's kind of where I'm expecting to see this stuff. So, but cool stuff from Tannibal. Always nice to see anything under $100 these days, realistically. You can expect me to give away all of this stuff over the course of, the next few live streams. So thank you so much to Tannibal for sending these in. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.